What's good? We back with another reaction video. Finna see what it's hitting on real quick. I got a couple of them loaded up, but I don't even know which one I'm gonna do, really. I just know, we finna see which, I don't know. I just know we finna, one of these is, let me see. Let's do this one.
Back in 2008, two patients claimed that they saw 35-year-old nurse Kimberly Sayans draw bleach into a syringe and then inject the solution into the IV lines of two patients receiving dialysis. The patients immediately told the supervisor what they saw. Kimberly was sent home, and the supervisor called.
Bro, look at this lady's face. Look at that face. You can't tell me you can't just look at her and see that she did whatever they said she did. She did it. You did it, ma'am. You know damn well you did it.
The police and told them what had happened.
So I went, and the first person I approached was Darlene Hamilton, and I grabbed a chair, sat down, got on her level, sat up close to her so I could have a private conversation and just reassure what's going on, what can I do to help, and you know, what do you need to do?
Is this the lady? Or is this the killer, or is this the lady this somebody that's snitching on her? It's giving snitching. It's giving she in there telling it all right now. And she trying to get somebody, you know what I'm saying, gone on. I don't know. We finna see though. Look like she's snitching to me. That's all I'm saying.
Help me. I understand you're upset. Ms. Hamilton said, I cannot believe what I just saw. And I said, well, tell me what you saw earlier, what's going on. And she's like, I saw that nurse over there, the one with the ponytail.
Oh yeah, so she is the one snitching.
I said,
Okay.
Miss Kim Delvian. She says, yes. She was, I saw her draw up some of that Clorox, insisting that it was Clorox. I saw her drop that Clorox, and she went and injected it in that patient over there. And Miss Rowan,
I know damn well you're not out here killing people with bleach, man. Or whoever. I know she not putting bleach inside people. Like, they can't easily detect that shit. Come on now. Y'all don't be thinking about none of this shit, bro. You ain't think about that. If it's bleach, you ain't.
which one? And she said, Miss Rowan's chair, she got sick a while ago too. And it wasn't long after she injected that. And I said, okay. And she said, and then she went and she put it in that sharps container over there about the patient on the end. She didn't bring it, and Amy, she walked over there and then she came back over here and she kept really looking around, acting like she was real nervous. and she didn't bring it over here, but she walked way back over there and put the needle in that container. Said, okay.
So she thinks she's slick. She over there. Not the bitch thought she was slick, but somebody was eavesdropping on her ass. That's what your ass get. Don't need to be doing no shit like that anyway.
Okay, we're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. She will not come take you off. I'll get someone else over here to take over this road. I said, are you okay? Yes, ma'am, I'm okay. All right. So then I wheeled over and I talked to Linda Hall. Miss Hall, what's going on? What can I do? I understand you're upset. And she basically gave me the same story about Kim having a bleach container on.
So it's multiple people seeing your ass doing this shit.
And that Kim drew up bleach from that container and stood up with the syringe right by her side and just kept looking around, watching. And I said, well, what was she watching for? And she's like, because just curious. And she's like, well, she was waiting for Dale, who was my med nurse that day, to walk back from where he was at with Arlene, who was monitoring him.
And not only was they watching you, but they know what you was doing. When he had left
that area, that's when she had walked over to Miss Rowan's area and actually had infused what she thought was bleach into the lines of the patient. And she gave the exact same story about how she came back over and was still hiding the syringe by her side, and then how she later had gone and disposed of the syringe in the sharps container. I reassured her as well Kim will not be over here to take care of you. I will take care
That's
of you.
insane, bro.
You know, you're gonna be okay.
Oh, that was
and
a
you're
patient?
just not gonna believe me. That's not the case. I do believe you, and I will investigate this. It's gonna be okay.
That's crazy as
So
hell.
I quietly walked off. At the time, Kim was not on the floor. She was on break. And I went and spoke with Kim outside. And I just asked her, you know, Kim, have you given any meds today? Left it open-ended. She told me she hadn't. And I said, well, did you mix the containers for your clamps and bleach racks? And she said, well, you know, I went and drew up some syringes of bleach and I was mixing my containers. And I said, you drew up bleach and syringes?
You already going to jail right then. Your ass is your grass. You're done. Your ass is grass. Because they already know you was fucking around with the bleach. And now your ass just admitted you was fucking around with the bleach. You're done.
Just to measure out your bleach. And she said, yes, I did. And I said, don't we use the cup? She's like, well, this is my first time. She goes, I had the container on the floor. And I was just making sure I had it all done.
As a nurse, what are you messing with bleach for anyways? You're not a cleaner. They got cleaners in the hospital. What are you doing? What are you touching bleach for? That should be illegal. That should be illegal, bro. If you're a nurse or a doctor, you shouldn't be around no cleaning products. Because there's people that do this shit anyways. What the fuck you doing it for? What are you touching bleach for, man?
Correct. I was like, you had the container on the floor? We never put our containers on the floor. And she's like, well, yeah, I did. I said, okay. You know, we don't do it that way, and that's not the way we're supposed to. And I said, but you've not given any meds? Nope, haven't given any meds. I said, okay, all right.
That shit already out
So
there.
I come back in and trying to decide, you know, where to go, what to do, you know, could I justify what's going on? Because this is totally inappropriate, totally awkward, not dialysis practices. So in the meantime, because I knew she was still outside, I went and grabbed the sharps container that was at the end, and I took it to the lab, just to get it off the floor so I would have it.
So this
could I
is
justify what's going on? Because this is totally
this is a dialysis
inappropriate,
lab.
totally awkward, not
Oh,
dialysis
okay. I'm
practice.
thinking it's the regular hospital, but still,
So
you still
in the
shouldn't be around
meantime,
no
she was still
damn
outside. I went and grabbed
bleach.
the sharps container
Bleach.
that was at the end, and I took it to the lab, just to get it off the floor so I would have it.
Y'all be thinking y'all
I
so
spoke
slick and it's a bitch like this.
To Giselle
At
Fredette
the
and just
job.
told her to watch that sharps container, not
Sneakier,
tell
nigga.
anybody.
She gonna get the
Bye.
job done.
She said, okay.
Y'all be thinking
I
y'all
knew
ass
that
so
Kim was
slick.
having a bad day.
You don't
that
even need to
morning,
do that
so
shit,
I
bro.
used
Just
that
go to
as
work
my
and work.
opportunity to go back.
Just go to work to work. What are you doing this other shit for? Just go in there, do your 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever you gotta do, and go home, bro. The fuck you doing extra shit for? Y'all don't, I don't get it, bro. Y'all be doing all this shit at work. Y'all be stealing and fucking with people, fighting people, beefing with people and shit. And y'all gotta go back to work the next day, bro. We gotta go back to work, bro. You fucking around with this shit. Dialysis shit at that. Y'all be
And talk to her,
dead
and just let
wrong,
her
bro.
know, that since you're having a bad day, to go home. When I was walking off the floor, I found Kim at the nurse's station around Yasmin's area. So I asked her to come where I was, and I just explained to her, you know, you're having a bad day. Things just haven't gone from you from the get-go. And so, you know, and she's like, well, now they're telling me that the patients are saying that I put medicine or I drew
Who
up
telling you
something
that?
and putting.
Who is telling you that? You know what's going on. Your ass is you're fucking guilty. Ain't nobody telling you that shit. And if they are, they ask you to be fired too, cause they really trying to fuck the investigation up and let you kill these people. Hey, all y'all niggas be
patient
fired.
thing, and I didn't do it. And I said, well, you know,
'Cause
that
who
just
told
means
you
you're
that,
having
bro?
even a worse day. So you know what? Why don't you go into the house? Because I just, you know, you're having a bad day. We'll start again fresh in
When
the
they tell your
morning.
ass to go home,
And we'll
bro,
do that. And she's
you
like,
might as
that's
well
the only
pack all your shit up.
And so she left my building. From there, I proceeded on to where Giselle was guarding my sharps container, and I laid out blue.
They tell your ass to go home for the day, just pack all your shit up and take everything with you. Especially if you got a desk, just pack it up, clean your whole system, clean it up, bro.
Blue
Bring the
pads,
box in.
which are trucker pads. They're plastic on the bottom and cotton on top, so they're absorbent. And then I opened up the sharps container. Giselle had another sharps container with her that, from my knowledge, Yasmin had brought to her. So we opened up both the sharps containers in two different piles and poured them out. And there were several syringes in there. There were EPO syringes, there were fistula needles in there, and then there was a couple of 10 cc syringes. There's a couple that actually had blood in them where they actually pulled out when they were putting on a catheter patient. You have to pull back 3 cc's of blood before you hook them up to pull the heparin out. So anyway, so there's a couple of syringes. I went and got bleach residual strips, and it has a little pad on it that you actually put a solution on, and it'll change colors if there's bleach present. I tested.
So she did her whole investigation before she went to tell. She brought all the facts. You're not getting away. With a lady like this, you're not getting anywhere, bro. You're going to jail.
Did a couple of the EPO syringes, and there was no bleach present. Then I got one of the syringes that had the blood in it, and tested it, and there was no bleach present. There was another syringe that actually had a needle attached to it, which was very odd and different, and had the cap on it. I removed the cap, and I squeezed out some of the solution that was inside that syringe on the tip of that pad, and it immediately changed to a dark purple, which is a very high positive measure of bleach. So being the person that I am, I'm like, well, and I've been bleaching the container, and it could have seeped through here. So the only other way to do it is to pull out the plunger,
She know what she doing,
gotten
bruh.
inside the syringe. So I pulled the plunger.
She must be an investigator for the company. She can't be like a regular employee, bro, or no manager. She gotta be like whatever they be called, internal affairs or some shit, bro. She gotta be something crazy, cause ain't no way you doing all this.
Out, and I took this test strip, another one, and placed it inside and put it some of the solution that was there, and again it turned positive immediately for bleach as well. There was one other syringe the same way. I tested it, and it was both syringe and inside positive for bleach. At this time, Linda Stevens is here with me. I had her as a witness, plus Giselle. Giselle tested several of her syringes in there. She also reported to me that she had 2 that were positive for bleach as well.
Since the day Kimberly began working at the dialysis center,
This lady,
19
bro.
patients had passed away, according to the health inspector. This number was abnormally high, and an investigation had already begun, long before Kimberly had been caught.
I ain't gonna lie, that's sad as fuck, bro. 19 people passed away under this lady, bro. You a serial killer, bro. Your ass is a motherfucking blue collar serial killer. Cause what the fuck? Or white collar, whatever the fuck that shit is. But you a corporate serial killer, bro. And your ass needs the death penalty. The fuck? Before I even see what the fuck happened to your ass, you need the death penalty. 19 people, bro. And they was already, you know what I'm saying, fighting something. Like, come on, bro. That's insane.
Injecting bleach into her patients. What was interesting is that all the patients that died had all been under the direct care of Kimberly. The detectives asked Kimberly
Wow.
to come in for an interview. They don't tell her
What the fuck? After the first 2 people, or first, after the first time, okay, obviously people pass away. The second time should have been a red flag. Like, come on, bro. 19? And there's people like this that work At all the hospitals, bro.
What the interview is about, but Kimberly is already prepared because she knew this day was coming.
I
Without
bet
being
her ass
asked,
did know.
she brings up the mortality among the patients,
What?
how she gets
When somebody get into the damn room and start taking all that shit out they purse, you already know that. What are you doing? The fuck is wrong with you, bro? And I know, is that a Dr. Pepper? They already got her ass a drink, bro. And it's a Dr. Pepper. You know she finna tell, bro. You finna be in. She finna give her confession up real quick.
confused easily, and how the bleach is used to clean the dialysis machines.
I don't know, these last months, I'm just scared to go to work, to be honest with you. I mean, because they can't tell us what's going on, and I'm doing everything by the book, and I'm scared because I have a license, and I'm scared if I do
You had a
something,
license.
then I've lost my license.
You had a license.
You know, the anxiety in that clinic was just, and I don't know what it is. It's just, and I know we're all new, except for a couple of people. And I have noticed lately that there's been a lot of sloppiness. You
Look
get
at
machine
her.
ready,
She was
yeah.
wiggling that foot.
And that takes a good 15 minutes. And
Nervous
just,
as hell.
and I know we're
Look
all
at her.
new,
Look at her. She can't even
except
be
for a
still.
couple of people. And I have
Watch her start
noticed
wiggling.
lately that there's been a lot of sloppiness. You get machine
Yeah,
ready,
you're
yeah.
sloppy. Look at her face, bro. Look how she over there nervous as hell. She can't even sit back. Bro, just go ahead and tell it.
And that takes a good 15 minutes, and you know who your patient is, and you know where your graft is, and you get it all ready. And the dialyzer, it has Renalin in it, and it's got to be circulated, you know, because if they get a renal infusion, well, then they're off to the hospital. You know, it's like bleach. So we had
What are you
that, and then
talking
we just had so many chest pains that
She just started rambling, bruh. You're rambling now. Like, then they probably was like, "How you doing, ma'am?" And the bitch just started, "Oh yeah, I've been scared to go to work because it's been sloppy and, yeah, you're nervous as hell, ma'am. The fuck." I know they asked her one question. What's your name? Oh yeah, my name is Renee, and I've been scared to go to work because everything's been happening. It's all you. We know you scared to go to work, man. We know you're scared because you are killing people at work, and you don't. You know damn well you shouldn't be doing that, bro.
I just don't understand. And they said that we've had so many deaths in the past 7 months.
She talking about deaths is.
April. And it's just scary, and I'm scared to leave my patients. You know, I'm just constantly, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And so I'm
Checking
really
on
not
you,
sure what to
you
do
know,
about it. I enjoy my
Somebody
job,
done seen your ass.
and I only know I've been here 9 months, but you know, you either hate it or you like it. So, and if I can
Now that's crazy. You mean to tell me you've been there for 9 months and 19 people have died, bro? That's insane, bro. That's 2 people a month.
get, I have good patients that they come on, they're cheerful, they know they're here. They know they're here for, you know, we're just trying to help them feel better. And it makes you feel better at the end of the day. But when you have codes after codes, it's just frustrating. And you're like, you lose your mindset of like, okay, where am I? Where do I group at? So, and I really thought that dialysis was what I wanted to do. But I don't know what's going
she
on.
in here. So these
I don't
people
know if
come in
it's in
there.
the water.
They coming in there stressed out. You already know they going through. They gotta come do dialysis, bro. And she getting mad because they coming in there stressed out, probably complaining or don't want to be doing dialysis. You know, and you taking upon yourself to act like they taking something out on you because they sad they got to come do dialysis. So you just take it upon yourself to go ahead and be the judge and just
Water system,
give them the death.
I don't know if it's in.
Like,
Have they been checking all that?
Yeah, that's what they said. But I know that every day they have to do a police loop through the whole thing. And I'm just curious, what if our machines are hooked up and they have some bleach in them? I haven't researched into that, but I just have to wonder what kind of reactions would happen if
You
there
know
was
damn
some
well.
machines, some bleach machines, you know.
you know damn well what would happen, man.
I know you bleach them every week.
What do you mean you bleach them every week?
But on Thursdays, all the machines have to be hooked up to this big bleach bottle, and they have to go through, and they have to go for like 25 minutes. And when it's done, you take your bleach bottle out of it.
Why are they letting them do that, bro? That's the first they shouldn't be letting these nurses do that, bro. Or dialysis people, y'all shouldn't be able to do that, bro. That should be a cleaner's job.
And to me, when I get there in the morning, if I know it's Thursdays or bleach days, so when I get there in the morning,
And they probably got
I
her.
just check. There's a little,
They probably got her on the schedule every Thursday.
spout thing, and you can spout it and check for chlorine, because I just don't.
You just don't think they'd have got it out?
Well, I don't know. I just don't. I know they bleached the route of they bleached the loop,
Look at her posture, man.
and maybe that comes all out. I don't know. I just have a habit of pushing the bleach because I don't know when it was last done, and I don't want to kill my patients.
Pushing the bleach.
The bleach,
Yeah.
they put it in after the patients are gone, they're in these little Tyler cylinders, and you go back to your main screen.
She talking about she's scared to kill her patients, so she keep pushing the bleach, knowing that bleach can kill people though.
You go chemical, bleach, and it'll go through about 35 minutes. And then you're supposed to, there's a little drain thing on the side. You're supposed to squirt it for like a couple minutes, get your little bleach thing, and make sure there's no bleach in there. You're supposed to have 2 people do it, just so you know there's no bleach in there.
Right.
And it seems like, and then it might not be my place to say, but we had 32 chairs, I believe, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people watching. I sit by my patients because I'm scared. I don't want my patients to go out. And it's my license on the line, it's not just a PCT, I have.
This lady fucking crazy.
It appears that Kimberly knows they are onto her, so she does her best to prove she is innocent before she can even be accused.
Right, she doing all this talking, bro. They not saying nothing. You incriminating yourself. And why the fuck y'all be doing that shit, bro? Get a fucking lawyer, bro. What are you doing? You already know you guilty. Get a lawyer, bro. What the fuck? You in here? You're goofy, bro.
Accused. She explains the entire process of cleaning out the dialysis machines, while maintaining she does everything by the book because she fears losing her license.
But what hurts me the most is for 2 patients to accuse me of giving another patient
They saw you do it.
medication that was not ordered. And that's been something that's really irritated all day. I was just crying earlier, and I was like,
So that's the people accusing your ass. The people that
I mean,
seen
it's
you
my
do it.
license. If I do something like that, I can't do something like that.
What did you give her Amos?
I did give her some saline, only because she said she was cramping. Opened her saline line, Angie wasn't there. So I charted that I gave her some saline line, her pressure didn't really go down that much. And then she just said she felt kind of nauseated.
Okay. Did you work the whole day yesterday?
No, because what happened, and I'm really been upset about this, Miss Hall, she claims that I gave Miss Rome some medication. And she didn't want me to do anything to me today. And the only thing that I did was go over there and give her saline. And I know you're supposed to stay with your own 4 patients. And Angie was gone. And she was just moaning and groaning. Her blood pressure was down. So I gave her a little bit of saline and I traded it. I charted it. And she just said, Miss Call said, "What did you give to her?" And I said, "I didn't give anything to her. I gave her saline."
So you know they on to you. You know they seen you do it, man. That's why she started acting weird. That's why this all unfolding, because she noticed that they noticed.
And her blood pressure's dropping.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't long. She had Miss Hamilton sitting right beside her. And she was like, "Did you see her give her something?" And it was very frustrating because I wanted to go back to them too and say, "What did you give? What did you see me give?" Because all I did yesterday was get my patients set up,
What do you need to ask
deal
them
with
that
the
for?
meds. I didn't do any meds. And I guess my patients, they come here and they want to be dialyzed and they want to get out. And I don't know what's going on here. And it's just scary. And if I'm doing something wrong,
You know
I want to
damn
know
well
that I'm
what's
doing
going on.
something wrong because I don't want to kill somebody. I mean, I know it's dialysis. It happens all over the country. And I just don't understand what's going on.
What do you mean it's dialysis? It happens all over the country.
Well, I guess maybe not all over the country, but there's,
That's what I want.
Amy told me the other day, she goes, "Girls, this is..."
Y'all see how they just asking her simple questions and she just going all in. She doing over detail, bro. That's how you know you're guilty, bro. What do you mean they do this all over the country? Duh, but what are they doing?
dialysis. There's so many places around here and it goes smooth. So I wonder, what are we doing wrong?
Kimberly explains that she wants to know why so many patients are dying. The detectives decide it's time to bring up the bleach. So they
I
ask
wanna
Kimberly
know
how the bleach is used to
Why
clean
ain't
the
no
machines.
reviews on this place?
Can you tell us anything about the bleaching procedures?
Y'all ain't put no
Bleaching
reviews
procedures?
on Google?
We are supposed to, after we get our, well, some people do it before. You get your, there's 2 things in bleach back there. And it's either before or after. But you have to get your bleach bowl and you have to get like a little medicine cup. And you gotta go all the way back there and you gotta get that. And you pour it in your bowl.
Okay. Would there be a cause or a reason or necessity or anything like that for anyone to use a syringe to draw bleach up into?
No,
So
Do you use a syringe to pull your 10 cc's of bleach up?
sometimes I do when I can't find
sometimes I do. The jig is up.
the little medicine cups. They used to be in that trap drawer. There weren't any in there. So I knew 10 C's would make that. But I did it at the back. I did it at the back where there was blood. Because we weren't supposed to do it up here. And you just get a little 2 ml
You did it at the
cup,
back
you
because
fill
you
it
knew what you was
bleach, and then
doing.
threw-
They knew you
you
knew they
put
was
1,000 bleach in there, and then you put your clean lamps in there.
When you use a syringe to draw up the bleach before you make your mixture up, what happens to that syringe?
If you use a syringe, they actually have little cups to monitor them. There wasn't any cups up there that day. But if you use a syringe, 10 cc's, then you're gonna have to, put it in the receptacle.
Okay, did you do that yesterday at all? Did you draw any bleach up in a syringe?
I drew, I had 2 that I went back there for.
You used a syringe to put the bleach in there?
With your water?
With my water?
Yeah.
You mean on the clean bleach?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't have those 2 ml.
She trying to backtrack now. Yeah, ma'am, they on to you. They know everything already. If they coming to you and you're in there in the investigation room and there's 2 of them, bro, they're on to you, bro. If it's one of them, if it's one of them, bro, they not solid yet. But when it's 2 of them, bro, they got solid evidence, bro. You're done.
Mils.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the back and I got a 10 cc syringe because I couldn't find any more of those little yellow things. And I pulled up my 10 cc syringe and I dumped it out. And I discarded the 10 cc syringe because we were out of those little cuppy things.
How many different syringes did you use? Did you use one for both solutions, or, you know what I'm saying? Did you draw your bleach up, put it in the solution, draw more bleach up in the same syringe, and put it in the other, in your clean cup?
No, I had 2.
Were you near any patients when all this happened?
They know.
They were on the machines.
Did you ever go over to any patients with any syringes in your hands?
No.
While you were adjusting the saline over there, just checking on them or anything like that, did you ever have any syringes in your hand or?
Just give it up. Just
No,
tell.
because
You
I
already in
wasn't
here
doing
talking.
meds that day.
We're all trying to figure out.
You already done asked for a
why
lawyer.
there's been this sudden spike in.
You already didn't ask for a lawyer. You're not smarter than the cops, bro. Y'all be thinking y'all are. Just get a lawyer, even if you're not guilty, bro. You're not smart. Y'all be incriminating yourselves, bro. They trying to tie you. They trying to walk you in a circle, and then they gonna make you. They're gonna force it out of you, bro.
Events, over the past month or so. Do you have any theories or any ideas what's causing all this?
Well, I know I'm new. I've only been here 8 months. But I just wonder about the blood
Nah, it's
pressure.
8 months.
When
Earlier
they
it was
come in
9
and they're
months.
really high. I get so scared they're gonna stroke out. It's just scary. I didn't know Dallas is gonna be like this.
It wouldn't be like that if you wouldn't be
The
doing
first
shit.
few weeks, it seemed to go okay. You might have a bleeder or 2, but having triage every day, it's just, and I keep going over and over in my head, my books, and trying to figure out what have I done wrong.
Of the 5 patients who had died over the previous month, prosecution was able to
Wow.
prove that Kimberly had direct contact with all of them. They also showed the jury that Kimberly had Googled bleach poisoning and whether or not bleach could be detected in dialysis lines. This evidence, along with the co-worker's testimony stating that Kimberly hated her job and was very aggressive towards her patients, was enough
That's
for the jury to
insane, bro.
convict
You
her
hate
of 5 counts of murder. Kimberly
You telling me you hate your job, so you want to go to prison for life, but you can just quit your job, bro. Give it to somebody who wants the job. That's just selfish, bro. Then you killing 5 people in a month. It took 5 people to die in a month for them to finally realize it's her. That's actually crazy.
was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
You've never given an interview. You didn't testify.
Well, you ain't gotta have no job that you hate no more.
testify in your trials, people who know about your case will have ever heard you speak, really. Why are you doing this?
There's just a lot of things that was never said, and I believe it's time to speak out. I found myself working at a dialysis clinic that was more about money than they were about the lives of their patients. I was falsely accused of something, and that's why I'm here today. I know that I didn't do anything that would have done anything to harm another patient.
This wasn't going on before you got there, and it hasn't gone on since you left. I mean, the chances of one patient dying of cardiac arrest, about 7 in 100,000, but the odds of 2 patients dying that close to each other was described as astronomical.
Well, and I would probably agree if I knew the statistics.
But why do you think it was all happening once you joined?
Well, no, I never put 2 and 2 together like that.
But it came up in court that you told staff you didn't like the patients which you had been charged with helping.
That's silly. I would never say something like that.
But why would these 2 patients invent the fact they'd seen you?
Well, first of all, neither one of them could see. I did draw it up, but I was making it for a cleaning solution.
Right.
I wasn't making.
Now you're on here looking crazy on another interview.
It to go kill somebody.
But they're all lying, all these people.
Yes.
But why
No, you are.
would you be asking, can bleach be detected in dialysis lines?
I've always thought it was the water system. I do know that the water treatment system, how it wasn't cleaning all the chlorine out of the lines.
It's either the water, which nobody believes apart
That's
from you
crazy.
and a few people, or it's you, only person that could possibly have been, because you were the only one around these machines in every single case, was you.
Water ain't killing the other people patients.
That's not true.
And the common theme of all of it, in the end, is you. Why did you do it?
I didn't. And why would I? I had nothing against any of those people.
Sometimes the easier thing is just to admit it. That's the path to atonement. And maybe you're in denial to yourself. You and I know you did this.
No, I did not.
She finna go in that damn cell and cry all night because she know damn well she guilty. Look at her eyes, bro. They just as dark.
That don't even make sense.
It does make sense.
I really thought you were going to help me.
Help you what?
Help me to get the truth out. Thanks a lot.
I think we did get the truth out.
I guess he got in your pockets too.
I just think you're guilty. I'm sorry.
Okay. Guilty for killing people for no reason. That makes a lot of
It
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
Some investigators believe that Kimberly killed over 15 patients during her time at the dialysis center. However, this isn't the first medical facility she has worked for. Kimberly had been fired by previous employers, who stated in her termination letters that she was not to be rehired under any circumstances.
That's fucking crazy. Under any circumstance, and she ended up getting hired at one of these places is crazy. They not checking, bro. They hire anybody. Do your research, man, before y'all go to these medical places. No matter how simple it is, bro. Do your research. I'll get at y'all in the next video, man. It's Sersky.